Thanks for joining me. Today's video, we're going to be looking at building a bushcraft log cabin alone in the forest. Sounds pretty damn good to me. Let's get into the video. Alright. Bit of a jump there. A couple of different bits of scenery he's walking through. I thought he arrived at his shelter site with all those logs on the ground ready to go, but we skipped straight through that into another location. It sucks cutting big logs like that with the small saw. Trust me, I know. And I do it with Australian hardwood, which makes it even more fun. You definitely wouldn't pick that up if it was Australian hardwood. Yeah. So I dare say it'd be a lot easier cutting than what I deal with, straight up. Looks to be a bit rotted on the end there, but I'm sure he'll make do. It's an interesting location. Like in the last few videos I've been looking at, which have been all in, in the full-on forest, like pine trees and things. It's nice, a nice change. All right, I've got 2 logs in. Slowly stockpiling the wood you're going to need. You need a lot of logs for a log cabin. Like, even the size logs he's using here, you're going to need a lot. I think whatever you have in mind that you need, you pretty much double that at least. And I don't really know how far he's travelling with this wood. Hopefully for his sake it's not too far. But it's good making use of all this timber on the ground, which would otherwise be fuel for bushfires. Seems to be a heavier piece than that first one that he carried. Like about a quarter of the size of it, but he seemed to struggle a little bit more with that one. My enthusiasm was just starting to wane, and then he started something else. Obviously he's going to be scorching the logs. Now I've had on videos of mine that ask why do people scorch logs. It hardens up the timber, which helps prevent rotting. So when you put it in the ground, it helps prevent it rotting. But where I am in my area, it also helps prevent insect attack, especially termites. So if there's other timber around that isn't burnt, termites will feed on that before they go and feed on something that's burnt. So it kind of keeps the termites at bay for longer. I wonder where he is, because that's really, really sandy area that he's in. Like super sandy. It looks like it'd be really easy to dig, which it would be because it's so sandy, but it'd also keep falling back in every time you take a shovel full of fill out of the hole. A quarter of it's going to fall off the shovel back into the hole, and the edges of the hole are going to be constantly collapsing in, which would be a bit annoying. But saying that, I'd still rather be digging in that than in the stone and clay that I dig in around where I build my shelters. I didn't pay much attention to the thumbnail, only of that it was building a log cabin, and that was about it. So I didn't look at the thumbnail to see what the actual finished shelter looks like. This isn't a shelter you're going to knock together in a day. There's quite a few days work here. A lot less leaves on the trees than when he started. So I dare say he didn't get out there and just go hard at it and just work at this all day every day until he got it done. I think there's been a few weeks in between or getting to this point, just by the trees, how much leaves are left on the trees compared to when he started. It's pretty obvious that it's taken a bit of a while to get it to this point. A lot of work. Oof. Kind of made me cringe just then. It looked a lot closer to his shins than maybe it was, but yeah. Certainly a good workout, building a shelter. I always lose a few kilos of weight when I'm building one, and that's just eating normally as well. So imagine how much weight you would lose building one where you weren't eating that much. Winter's arrived. So you see, when we started this shelter, he was in fall because all those trees still had all their leaves on them. and now we're into winter. So he's been going at this for, I would say, a couple of months. That'll be my guess. So far we're a couple of months into this thing. Be good if he got rid of that hatchet out of his hand while he's getting all that up there. Last thing you want to do is slip and fall and land on top of the hatchet and have that go into you somewhere. I wonder what made him choose this exact location for the shelter. I mean, there's trees all around there, there's open area all around there, but I wonder what went into him thinking, I'm going to choose this exact spot. Whether it was he liked that big log out the front there, he's thinking I can do something with that later on, turn that into something. Looks pretty cool. Yeah, good work, buddy. Have to be pretty damn rewarding when you get that last log on the roof. He's got a little bed in there. We didn't see him make that up, but we'll forgive him for that. This is the second video that I've done where they've used nails, and I mentioned the last one that I've never used them in any of the bushcraft projects that I've done. I've never used nails, but I don't have a problem with it. But I know other people do. They have a big problem with people doing bushcraft stuff and using nails. Like, they don't have a problem with using paracord and even wire and tarps and things out there. Like, they wouldn't have a problem with him putting a tarp underneath that roof. But then some people would have a problem with him using nails. I don't get it. Yeah, it's more challenging and requires a bit more thought and stuff to go into making something without nails. But just for the ease of it, and nails take up so little space in your pack. They are decent nails he's got there. I hope he's got a bit of filming light that he can stick up high and look down. Look at all that wood, man. Look how many resources he's got there. All that timber on the ground. It's all straight, and oh man, the snow's all gone. So say we're into spring. So we started in fall, late summer, early fall. We went right through winter, and now we're back there, and the snow's all melted. I'm sure we'll see the trees will start shooting out shortly. So it has taken him quite a few months to get this thing built. And you think about that as a YouTuber, you're making this video and it's taken him 3 months to build it. So 3 months to make one video. And people say you've got to post videos more regularly. Like, I think I'm posting like every 3 or 4 weeks now on my Bushcraft channel. It's just because I don't have the time. Like, the amount of time it takes to do things and edit it and film it all, as well as working and having a family and helping raise a baby. It's like, you just don't have the time to do it. Like, yeah. So I can really appreciate that, the amount of time it's taken him to do it, and that not being able to get out there every day to work on it, and it taking months to build something that could have been done in a couple of weeks. So everything so far has just been joinery and nails. No cordage or anything like that involved. Imagine that door's going to sag a fair bit. It's going to be pretty weighty. And he didn't, on that door, he hasn't put any cross bracing on it. So what I mean by cross bracing, at the moment you could lean on that door and twist it and bend it all around the place. Seemed like it was binding a little bit there, but yeah, generally you want to, on any door or window or anything like that you're making like that, you'd have at least one cross bracing, sometimes 2 bracing pieces, so diagonally across it. Right, how's he going to cut his hole? This will be for his stove pipe to come through. It's pretty dark. Can't really see what's going on at the moment. Seems like he was just, I just want to get this last bit done before I pack it up for the night. Just kept going. Yeah, again, a filming light would have been real handy. Certainly something a lot brighter than what he's got going on there. Because I can't see anything. I'm hearing noises. Hopefully once you get this stove put together and lit, we'll be able to see a bit more in the shelter, but at the moment it's pretty damn dark in there, mate. Oh, that's better. He's probably just using the light on his phone to light this up. And that's the challenge of filming inside of a shelter. They're generally pretty damn dark. And so to try to get the lighting right so it doesn't look like you're just an indoor house, but can give you enough light you can see what's going on and you can see all the wall and everything like that. Like, yeah. Right, hopefully he finishes this video off with showing us a couple of clips of the completed shelter. I'd like to see what the interior looks like, but I don't think he's going to show us. I think he's just going to lay down and it'll be fade to black and we'll be done. But yeah, you get all that effort building the shelter. I'd like to see the final results. I'd like to see what it looks like. And we can't. That was it. Months he was building that shelter. We get to the end and he gets his little fire in, his stove, which is good. I'm thinking he used his phone maybe just to get the light off that to give some sort of illumination, but at least he gave some sort of illumination, but not enough. We couldn't see what was going on in the shelter. We couldn't see what the interior looked like when it was all done. Spent months building it. Show us what it looks like. Like, show us the exterior when it's all done. Get a walk around. Come through the doorway. I like the fact that he finished the video off by cooking a meal on that stove, like the whole setup. Built his shelter, built his bed, put the stove in, cooked his meal up on it, sat down to enjoy it. Great. I liked it. It was great storytelling. Finished his meal, went to bed. Okay, I get that. That's what you do. But where was the whole video was about building of this shelter. So all the way through we've seen the building of it, and we've been there while he's been cutting all these logs and putting it all together. And then we're not rewarded with that final reveal. Here it is. Like, here's the interior. Here's what it looks like when it's done. Great shelter. I really liked it. I really liked the fact that there was no chainsaws involved. It was all done by hand. I like that. Even showing and taking us along for the journey of how long it took to build it. We got a real feel for how long it took to build that shelter by the fact that there were the leaves on the trees when he started, and they were all green leaves. And then we see it and the leaves have all dropped, and then the snow hits, and then we've got all the snow, and then the snow's all gone. We're back into spring again. So we've seen that he's taken a long time to build this shelter. It's not just something he's knocked together in a couple of days and then claimed to have built it over 60 days. Like, you see some of these builds and things out of Asia where they've obviously got teams of people working on it, and they'll say, oh yeah, built this in 60 days. And it's obvious that they've had a team and machinery and stuff, and they've knocked it together in maybe a week. This guy is showing that it's obviously taken him a long time to build this shelter. And so to put all that work in and taking us on the journey, and then not to show us at the end the interior and all that hard work and the final payoff, that's what we're hanging around for. I know that they say to finish a video abruptly so people don't start clicking off the video, but yeah, we were hanging for that last, I was hanging for that last reveal to see what it looked like inside. Yeah, tell me what you think. Did you like the video? Any ideas for future videos? What do you think of the channel? Thinking about changing the name of the channel? I don't know, because I'm not really reacting to videos. I'm more commentating on videos. Drop a comment, give it a thumbs up, whatever you want to do. Come back and watch another video in the future. Catch you later.